Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Lakeland Vale Let's Play series with me, CWATTYESO, here in Farming Simulator 19. It is the day after the potato harvest, and Dolores has got a lot of work to do today. We've got potatoes going through the washer, which is fine. Got loads of potatoes going through the washer. For anybody who did actually watch the video, I did the time-lapse video of the harvest, you will know that I have encountered a bit of an issue with the fact that the washer doesn't seem to hold that many potatoes. So a lot of my potato harvest has had to be placed into the silo, which means at some point I'm going to have to get all the potatoes out and put them in the washer, which is less than ideal. I think we'll all agree. More manual handling of potatoes. Also, for those of you that did watch the time-lapse video, you will notice that I did sell a couple of trailer loads of straight out of the ground potatoes, and they made no money at all. So really not worth selling potatoes straight out of the ground. You have to process them to make any money. Also, at the end of the harvest, potato harvest, which took me 3 hours in real life to do, 3 hours it took me to complete that field, hence why the time-lapse footage was put into a separate video, because it just wouldn't fit into episode 53. But as I ticked over into the night, into today, and I obviously have all my bank finances and stuff change at midnight, one thing I did notice, we went negative on the money. We went into a negative bank balance very briefly. Now, the reason for that, I think, is because of the field leasing. And I think it's because I leased that field, that area down here, with the 4 fields on it. And what I think happened, and I don't know if this is true or not with Global Company, but I think it charges you a rental cost per field. Now, obviously, I rent field 21, which is a big field. So I pay a rental cost for that field, which is fine. It's a big field. However, I think I get charged the same rental cost for each of these little fields rather than, you know, the land that they occupy. And I think that is a problem, because these fields are quite small, and I'm renting 4 of them. So if I'm getting charged the same price for each of those 4 fields as I am for that one, I am paying way over the top. Way over the top for my leasing. And the game's kind of taking the mick a bit there, really, I think. Not wanting to be too horrible, but I think the game is definitely taking the mick. Anyway, we'll get some potatoes steaming, because we're going to have to sell these. To make some proper money, money quick, to avoid going into the red again today, or tonight, I am going to have to either sell off some chickens, possibly, or I did just notice that field 16 down the bottom of the map needs harvesting, so we may possibly venture down there and do that. Anyway, we'll leave that there for now. So let's look at the map again. Field 16 is ready for harvest. None of my other fields are yet. That field needs to be limed and ploughed, having now done the potatoes. but I think we'll go down and do the harvest, because that's obviously going to give us a chance to make some money. So we'll grab Mr. Combine, who's going to need some fuel. Before we go running off. You have to check on the fuel situation, you know, see how much we've actually still got down here at the farm. We're okay at the minute. Okay at the minute. I have got some up at the diesel factory that I can go and get later on. On that little bit of canola that I tipped in there, I think it was canola. Or am I getting myself confused now? Am I confusing myself with me multiplayer server? Possibly getting confused with the multiplayer. I think it's the multiplayer server where I put 20 odd thousand litres of canola into the diesel factory. Again, now it comes back to the point of what are we going to do with these fields once they're all harvested. I thought about the prospect of putting field onto field 16, making field 16 another grass field, didn't I? I think I've talked about that in the previous video. And obviously what we're going to need to do as well, I'm thinking of putting in a fermenting station somewhere on the map, so I can make silage in bulk quantities without needing to do baling and wrapping all the time. Might be useful for the mixing wagon. Because when I was talking about the cow food mixer in the recent video, in the last recent video when I was doing the cow feed mixing, I don't think I ever made the point that I was trying to make. I was talking about the mixing ratios and everything, and then I think I got completely sidetracked and distracted by the issue with the horses and the trailer, and I never finished what I was actually trying to say about the mixing ratios. But normally, whenever you're mixing TMR, it's 2 parts hay or 2 parts silage to 1 part hay or silage to 1 part straw. Now, for me, I'm doing 8,000 litre bales, aren't I, on my map so far, which means for me, 8,000 litre bales, if I do 2 parts hay, that's 16,000 litres. I do 1 part silage, that's 24,000 litres. Obviously, if then I add a bale of straw, that would take me up to 32,000 litres. However, the problem is, folks, that doing straw or not on this field? We may as well do straw. We may as well. But not on the headland. Okay, so the mixing wagon only actually holds 29,000 litres. So I'm actually losing, I'm not quite getting the full amount of straw in there. Which is why I said it's very important when you're mixing with that machine to do your hay and silage first. If you do your straw first, and then you start messing about with your hay and silage, one of your actual vital ingredients, your hay or silage, you're not going to get the full amount in, which is actually going to throw your ratios off. Like I say, in an ideal perfect world, that mixing wagon would be 32,000 litres capacity, and I can chuck in exactly 2 bales of one product and then 1 bale of each of the other products, and it'd be perfect. It is, however, not a perfect world. And lo and behold, I can't mix up my my crop in the ratio, my TMR in the ratio that I want. Now, it's a lot different when I use a machine. When I use a machine to mix my TMR, one of the placeable buildings, that's a completely different animal altogether, because they use completely different ratios to make their TMR. In actual fact, you will find in most of my TMR placeables, they use a higher percentage of straw in the mixture than they do hay and silage, because straw is very easy to come by. Straw is the easiest thing to come by on a map, and the thing you're going to have the absolute most of available to you. And for that reason, my placeable buildings like to put more straw into the TMR and basically pad out and bulk out the TMR using straw. The next product, and it varies a little bit depending on what map I'm playing with and what map mods I'm playing with. If I'm playing on a map with seasons, for example, and it's a good example, if I'm playing on a map with seasons, then we have the issue whereby hay is quite difficult to come by, or it is for me on all the times I've attempted to play seasons. Trying to get grass to dry and turn to hay has been a nightmare for me. So hay is like chicken's teeth, basically. It's so rare and such a flipping limited resource that my placeable buildings use hay the least, you know. So they'll probably use 20% hay in the mixing ratio. They might use something like 40% silage then, and then 40% straw, and that will give me the full TMR mixture. Again, on some maps, you know, because some people think, you know, silage is actually quite a time-consuming thing to make, especially if you're doing it in fermenting silos where you're putting the chaff into the grass into the silo. You're then having to compact it, you're then having to cover it, wait for it to ferment, and then you are having to scoop it all out. Some people then think, well, actually, silage is the thing that I don't want to be using the most of in my TMR because it takes so long to produce. So you can swap the mix around a bit. You can actually make it so that your silage is the least consumed item in your TMR, and your hay and your straw are the bulk materials. However, on this particular Let's Play, if I get a cow feeder at any point and get a cow food mixer, decide to have one on the farm or near the farm, and I start using that to bulk make my TMR, it will actually use an equal 33.333 reoccurring percentage of hay, silage and straw. It will use all three components in equal numbers, I think. I think that's how it's set up. So if I ever get myself a TMR machine on this map, I should find it uses everything in even numbers. It might, because of the 33.333 thing, actually do it a bit different. We may actually do hay and silage as 30%, and we might do straw at 40. I might have done some rounding up and rounding down of the numbers a little bit. But we'll see. There was a machine I wanted to buy and get on this map. And I wanted to use it at the farm because apparently it's supposed to automatically provide feed TMR food to the cows as and when they require it. However, it's quite a big machine, and in the area where I would need to place it, I've already got like my hay barn and everything, so I kind of think to me, I'm kind of like, might be a little bit awkward. Get that machine at the farm where I want it, especially as I want to place some other bits and pieces in that sort of cow farmy area. And obviously, with it being an automatic feeder, it does need to be placed close to the cow pen. I can't just place it randomly anywhere on the farm. It's got to be placed quite close to the cow pen. That's open. So now we are going to be dropping straw on this pass. On this pass of the field, we are going to be dropping our straw, which we can come down and bale later on. I will probably come down, cultivate this land as well. But yeah, it was a bit interesting, a bit weird last night. Like I say, when I was doing the potato harvest and I crossed over into today, and I noticed my money went into the negative minus figures, I was like, Field leasing, big outgoing, big outgoing. I can probably actually have a check and see what exactly we spent on the field outgoing. Have a look on the finance screen, shall we? I think it comes at it's classed as other income. Yeah, see, Monday when we only had one field leased, we spent 27,000. It cost us 27,000 to lease that land. Right. Yesterday, I've spent 135. So that says to me that my leasing has gone up another 4 times. And if it's gone up 4 times, that would be because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 fields leased. So yeah, I think Global Company, the field leasing mod, I think it charges you a fee per field, irrespective of field area or land mass, maybe. And I've basically leased. I mean, in game, this is one field. This is one plot of land for 694,000, which is exactly the same. You know, it's a little bit more expensive than that field, but you know, it's one bit of land. Yet Global Company is basically charging me for 4 bits of land. So yeah, gonna have to keep an eye on that. It's not going to be too terrible. I mean, obviously, if I'm forking out 135,000 a day, it might be pretty lucrative to maybe not lease the field for too long and get myself an actual ownership of the land. Gonna need them horses again. Gonna need to train them horses up and get them sold. Like another $500,000. There is obviously another way we could make money, and that is to take compost from the compost factory, deliver that to the fertilizer factory, let them do their magic with it and turn it into fertiliser, liquid fertiliser and herbicide. And then we could actually sell what comes out of that. You know? Smack. We could sell some fertiliser instead, some liquid fertiliser. We could sell some herbicide, which are going to be money makers. Certainly a lot more than the compost would get us. Selling compost. And I imagine there's quite a bit of compost sat in that factory now. I mean, delivered lots of bales there, and especially the bales from the contracts that I did. We've got a lovely square area here. Like I say, this might be a good little place to consider putting. I could put a fermenting plant next to that shed down there. In that area. We could then seed this field with grass, and we could literally just use this for making silage and stuff. Going hard on silage production. Keep my other field then for just regular grass and hay. Field 5. And to make sure we're providing plenty of food for the sheep and the cows and the horses. I need to do lots of hay. Back up a little bit this time before I turn around. It's a little bit tight on the old headland up here. The trees are a little bit close to the top of the field. Pose a bit of an issue. Working the field this way as opposed to working it top to bottom. Whoa, I'm doing crop destruction lot. Wasn't paying attention to me fill level. Did that with the potatoes, which is why I've got a nice stripe down the field. Well, I did a great section of the potato field with crop destruction because I wasn't paying attention. Oh, I was actually being distracted in real life at that point by someone trying to get me to have a look at and fix their watch. their Citizen Eco Drive Red Arrows watch that apparently wasn't telling the correct time and didn't seem to be synchronising each day with the radio signal that sets the correct time. And they wanted me to have a look up online and see if they could find out what was wrong with it and how to fix it. Because, you know, they don't know how to use Google, apparently. And I ended up driving halfway up field 20 with my potato harvester not harvesting. Oh, boy. It was a long 3 hours doing that potato harvest. I won't lie. I didn't really want, if I'd have known it was going to take that long, I probably would have chosen a different machine, in all honesty. Different harvester. I could have done it a bit faster, maybe. I don't know. That potato harvester, by the way, it's sat at the farm. It needs, I think it needs washing and it needs repairing. It is absolutely wrecked after doing that one harvest. It is wrecked. I mean, it needs the spanners on it very, very much, which means at some point I'm going to actually have to get the old I'm going to have to get the
thunder
service trailer on it. Service trailer for the win. Service trailer. I'm getting to that point where I need to actually go around and do a lot of service work on a lot of the vehicles. Not having a dedicated actual workshop building means that I don't just drive to it and repair vehicles after every use like I would do normally if I had a dedicated repair building or placeable. The fact that I've got to get the service trailer out means I've actually not been repairing equipment after use, which means some things are starting to get a little bit worn out now. A little bit broken. Like I say, the potato harvester especially was wrecked last night. That was completely gone. I mean, it went from harvesting, I think when I started harvesting it was doing 16 kilometers an hour. And I think by the time I finished that harvest it was down to about 9 or 10. It had lost that much speed as it was going along. And that doesn't help because that makes the harvest longer and longer and longer. When your equipment starts to slow down mid-job, you think to yourself, oh dear. Like I say, poor old Dolores didn't finish that till the early hours of this morning. She's only had a couple of hours sleep and she's straight back out again, harvesting another field. I'm surprised she's not sick of harvesting. She's not fed up of it. I know I was the other night after I'd done that potato harvest. When I logged on the multiplayer server, I was like, I am not doing a harvest. I do not want to see a harvester. I do not care for harvesting today. And then, as it turned out, because I was the only one on the server, because Mr. Helgi had gone AWOL, who knows where he's disappeared to the last couple of nights. I ended up doing a soybean harvest all by me lonesome on a field. So I did spend more time riding harvesters. However, last night when I logged in, I didn't. Last night when I logged into the server, I did 2 cultivating contracts. I did 2 fertilising contracts. I then spent a bit of time just moving stuff around on the farm for a couple of hours, moving product from different buildings to different buildings, and selling some stuff and getting some stuff starting to be produced, ready for selling in the future, and you know, all that sort of stuff. I was doing that and I was quite happy. It's like today, I'm recording this episode today whilst I'm uploading episodes 51 and 52 to YouTube. So whilst they're uploading in the background, I'm quickly playing and recording this episode, and then as soon as the uploads are finished, I'm going to start doing a live stream on Twitch of a completely different game. I'm going to play a different game for a couple of hours, just to have a bit of a break from Farm Sim. And then obviously multiplayer will be then tonight as normal, and then over the weekend I don't know what my plans are for the weekend. I don't think that far ahead. There will probably be multiplayer Farm Sim, but I would like to maybe do some stream some other games over the weekend if I can. Like I say, I have shifted this Farm Sim series to every other day upload. You may have noticed now that this videos only upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Saturdays now. We don't get a Farm Sim video every day of the week. There are 3 days of the week where I don't upload a Farm Sim Let's Play. That's a little bit easier on me now for recording, editing, rendering and uploading, it also means that I can play a couple of other games during the week, record some of those and upload some of those on the days I'm not doing farm sim, if you catch me drift. But anyway, Dolores is carrying on with this lovely, wonderful wheat harvest. I might keep you guys around just until I finished it. Right. I know I want to keep the videos about 30 minutes, but the video the other day was only about 26 minutes long. Because obviously I planned to put the time-lapse footage in at the end, but then after I'd recorded 3 hours of potato harvesting, I was like, I can't time-lapse that enough to fit that into the end of that video. I can only speed up the footage 5 times maximum, I think, in my software. So it's like, I'm not going to be able to condense that down. I really am not going to be able to condense that down. So that's why potato harvest became its own separate video. And I understand fully if no one watches that video, because nobody wants to watch 45 minutes of just potato harvesting with no commentary from me at all, apart from the beginning where I introduce and explain why the video is what it is. And then it's just literally time-lapse, speedy up potato harvesting with various different audio, copyright-free music from the YouTube audio library playing throughout the video. So several different songs playing in the background whilst the footage is taking place on the screen. And I knew there was a quick way to get to this truck. I knew there was a quick way to tab to this truck. Oh. When I'm in the harvester, if I press the left button on my controller, it will put me in the truck to empty it. I'm going to keep getting out of the harvester and running around like a loony mad woman. I just got to remember not to press the right button, otherwise I end up scrolling through the entire catalogue of vehicles that Dolores owns, trying to find the truck. Tell you what, there's a, I did see in that window, I've turned off the disable collision, camera collision mod, which means I probably can't show you, but it looked like there was a pillow in the back of that truck, in that sleeper compartment. There is, look, I'll tell you what I could do with having a nap. Dolores could do with having a nap. This has been a long day. I think she's only had 3 or 4 hours sleep after doing the potato harvest. She's literally had to come right back out today to start work. Yeah, on the potato front then, just so you know, I have currently got 290,000 litres in the silo. 290,000 litres I'm sitting on in my silo. That's not in the washer, that's not in the steamer, that is just raw potatoes straight out of the ground in the silo. That's 290,000 potatoes I've got to load through that washer, load through that steamer before I can sell them. Or I decide to use those potatoes as part of my pig food when I start making pigs. Because technically now we have potatoes on hand, we could start doing pigs as well. Getting the pigs down at the farm. That would be an option. And rather than mixing pig food, I could just provide all the individual crops that the pigs like and enjoy. Anyway, nearly finished the harvest, folks. Not much more of this video left to do. I won't subject you to me baling the field. I will do that myself, off camera. Away from I don't need to come down here. I'll probably compost spread the machine, the field, should I say. And then I'll get it planted with grass. I then need to plant the 2 fields that we've compost spreaded previously. Oh, full again. I've done crop destruction yet again. Bad of me. Bad of me. You know, to be fair though, we've got nearly a full trailer load of wheat off of this field. So it's not too bad, is it? You know, we've had worse. Take a screenshot. Other fumbly nail. Right. Lift up. Pipe out. No, pipe out, pipe out, pipe out. Because we're going to go and empty this into the truck. Empty this into the truck directly ourselves. And then we can speed back, drop it in the silo. Yeah, 93,000 litres of wheat off of that field. Not bad. Not bad at all. Drop it in the silo. Coming useful for feeding the chickens. And possibly the pigs, if I do add the pigs in short time. Short order or whatever, however you express that phrase that I'm trying to express. But my brain's now just switched off. It's like, yeah, I'm done with Farm Sim today. My brain's just gone. Yeah, I'm ready to play something else. Have those uploads finished yet? Can we go stream something else now? Yes, brain. We're nearly there, brain. Don't worry, brain. Nearly there. Get this in here. Switch off the machine. What I'm going to quickly do, I'm going to just drop the timescale down to 0 to pause time, because Dolores has that luxury. We've got 1,200 chickens in our chicken coop. That means we need to sell off all the extra chickens. Gonna be a load of them. Literally just keep going until you see the same thing scrolling up the screen. Right now it's still alternating between different species of chickens. Eventually it should just go white all the way up. Like there, we're now at all white chickens. So then what we do, we scroll down the list and you probably find right at the bottom of the list, load, and we find out where they're all the same again. We go white, brown. We just sell off all these ones. Confirm. That's 50 grand we get from selling the chickens. Ah, the excess chickens. Perfect. Well, folks, that's it for today here on Lakeland Vale. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please go ahead, click that like button for me. Please remember to subscribe to the channel if you're not doing so already. Leave your questions, comments, suggestions and feedback in the comment section down below. And remember to share the video wherever you see fit, with whomever you see fit. I've been CWATTY. Goodbye for now.